All right, in this tutorial we are excited to announce one of our newest features we've put online, and that is our graded quiz or our graded test. Now to access and create these graded quizzes, you will have to have account admin rights, which means you would come to this screen that shows My Accounts, My Offices when you first log in. Because to activate the graded test, you actually have to go under My Accounts. So make sure you have that access, and then you simply click on your account under My Accounts. That will show you your account modules, and you click into the module or course that you want to create a graded quiz, and then you click on the Add New Slide button. You do have to give it a title, so we'll just call this Graded Quiz number 2, and that will bring up the slide editor. And I always recommend putting in a quiz a title here in the text field, so we'll just call this Graded Quiz number 2, and you can make that, you can use our formatted headings here, so we'll just make that heading number 1, and then we're also going to put in a note here. This is probably advisable because sometimes you might have non-graded quizzes in your course. Just put a note in, this question is graded. So we'll save that note there. Now to activate the graded quiz, you do it just pretty much the same way you do a normal quiz. You click on the Settings tab, and you first have to activate the quiz. So from the drop down here, you click Quiz Enabled. Then under Exam Question, this is a new drop down menu. Here you say yes, we're going to make this an exam question. And we go ahead and save that. Now that will refresh our screen, and now we have our new quiz tab. Unlike the interactive quiz that just has one question, however, the graded quiz does have a question and an alternate. So it gives the user two chances. If they miss the first question and the alternate, then they basically have flunked that question or failed it. Now here we're just going to put in, we're going to do some arithmetic here, so we'll just put in, for an example, 1 plus 1 equals, and then for the options we'll put some responses. Now remember, when you put the answer, it has to match the correct response exactly, so you can either highlight it and then copy it and paste it, or you can just make sure that if you retype it, just make sure it matches exactly. You can put in a hint. Now if you hit save, it will give you an error at this point because it's saying it's requiring you to do the alternate question. So up here you can have the same exact question if you want to give them two chances at it, or you can change the question. So in this case I'm just going to change it up a little bit, and then we'll put in some responses again. And this time I just typed in the response, so as long as it matches, you're going to be okay. And then you can put in a response if they get it wrong, a hint. So then you just save your information. So we've got the question and the alternate in here. You can also put in a picture, which we'll put a picture in here. So we're going to click on the Media tab, then click Choose File. And we'll slide down here and put in a picture. And then you always want to make sure to preview it to make sure that you did the quiz correctly. So now we're in the preview here. We've got the title up here at the top. We've got the warning. So again, it's letting the employee or the user know this is a graded quiz. It's not just an interactive one. When they see the question, they can go ahead and respond. If they get it incorrect, it will still say incorrect. Now down here, unlike saying continue, it says try again. So when you hit try again, the second or the alternate question will appear, and then they can get one more chance. Now, if they get it wrong, they will fail. But the one thing you always want to make sure is if your correct answer works. So you hit 4, that's correct, great. So it's working, it's looking good. You can make sure and check that the first question works. So if you click outside of the preview, if we come back to the preview, we can go 1 plus 1 equals 2. So once we hit 2, that says correct, good. So we're good to go there. So if we click back over to the overview, you can see I've already got another quiz question in here. Here's our graded quiz number 2. If we wanted to reorder this at this point, you would go ahead and do that. So if you needed to reorder it and move it up, you can do that. So make sure you have your graded quiz in the correct position where you want it in your training. The next step you need to do, and sometimes this is a tricky one, so make sure you don't forget to do this. You need to click on the settings tab for the course, and you need to put in the passing percentage. So in this case, we only have 2 graded quizzes. So we're just going to say the minimum percent required to pass is 50%. So they need to at least get one of the 2 questions correct. If you had 10 questions and you wanted the passing percentage to be, say, 80%, that would mean they'd need to get at least 8 out of 10 of the exam questions you have set up correct. Otherwise, they would not get their certificate and they would fail the course. So we'll save this. And now we're going to show you how this works. So we're going to go into the office and we're going to take the course now. So here's the module that we just were adding the graded quizzes in. We're going to hit Start Course. And we come to the introduction page here. We hit Continue. So here's the first question. Remember, we reordered it. We reordered quiz number 2 up to the first graded quiz. So I'm going to purposely get this one incorrect. Then I'll click Try Again. I'm going to get it incorrect again. And I'm going to do this for the next quiz question. It's saying HIPAA is spelled with 2-letter A's, not 2-letter P's. I know that's true, but I'm going to say false. And I'm going to answer the alternate question. Is this your first graded quiz question? The answer is yes, but here we're going to say no. So I got them both incorrect. When I hit Finish Module and close out of the course, it'll bring me back to my training page, and you can see it says I failed, so I don't have the certificate because I did not get that required 50% passing percentage. What I have to do now is I have to retake the course. You as the administrators, this feature will allow you to log in and check on your employees. On the Employees tab, you can check to see, if they don't have their certificates, it will say fail, and that will prompt you to notify them and say, hey, you need to retake the course. So if I click Retake Course, I can jump immediately right back into it. It's going to require me to take the whole course again. In this case, we just have a few slides. And this time I'm going to get the question right. So correct, and then it will move on to the second quiz. Here let's get this one wrong. And we'll get the next one wrong. So we should end up with 50% now. And we do have the 50%, and now we've got rid of the failed, and we have the certificate. So because we met that 50% minimum requirement, we've passed the course, and we can get our certificate, and you now have the capability to test and provide graded quizzes for your employees.